Welcome to another episode of Fix It Friday. I'm your host, David Vogel. Going to give everyone a chance to join in. For some reason, my little opening graphic is not working today. That's live streaming, live production. You got to go with the flow. So going directly to you right now. So hope everyone is well. I do apologize for the brief hiatus from Fix It Fridays. Just busy month in May. My daughter graduated from Syracuse University and wasn't able to do an episode, and just a very busy spring. So I'm back, and I appreciate you coming back to join me here today. If you're out there, please text. If you're on Facebook, send a message in the and let me know you're out there. Let me know what questions you have. I got a great show in store for you today. We're going to be talking about text messaging. Hopefully you got hey Jennifer, hopefully you got my emails, my social media posts, and I'm really grateful to have this time and really and reconnect with you and be able to give back and deliver as much value as I can and help you. So if there are topics that are important to you that you want to make sure that I cover, please put them in the chat. Let me know what's on your mind. Let me know how I can best serve you, help you with your digital marketing, your video marketing, your lead generation, and today, text messaging. So if you're using text messaging in your business, go ahead and put that in the chat. Let me know how you're using it, what you love about it, what you don't love about it. I've heard people on both sides of the fence. Had a conversation with a prospect earlier this week who was very anti-text messaging, but we'll get into that in a minute. But thanks for joining me here. This is Fix It Fridays. We're going to be talking here for about 30 minutes. And today, since we don't have an ad campaign to break down or anyone's kind of lead gen efforts or sales funnels, I decided to talk about text messaging in business. So without further ado, I'm going to go to some slides I put together, and let's see, hopefully this will work. And so here we go. Again, Fix It Fridays is something I do every 2 weeks to help businesses, help business owners, help small businesses have greater success with their digital marketing, their sales, their lead generation efforts, their video marketing. And this is your opportunity to ask questions and learn from others and for us all to be more successful with our businesses. So I have this slide up. If you're not following Social Proof on Facebook, please be sure to like it. It will also allow you to get text notifications once I go live, like we're going today. Tell me that you're hearing the audio okay. It looks good from my end here, but let me know if everything's working well on your side. Again, if you have a topic or a challenge in your business around sales or sales conversions, certainly email me. Let me know what you want us to break down here live on the show, and I will help you as best I can to have greater success with your campaigns. All right, so let's continue. So digital marketing, there's a lot to that. So just as a friendly reminder, I'm not an expert at all things. I will give you that, but there are some areas that I'm really strong in, and I can probably give you some good value. So of course, video marketing. I've been in video my whole professional career, working in Hollywood, TV commercials in New York, social media marketing, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, and the one that most of you are not using, YouTube advertising, pay-per-click ads, Google search ads, really important today. Google, #1 search engine in the world. Sales funnels, if you're using sales funnels to get people to buy your products. And then marketing automation, which is kind of the topic we'll be talking about today, which is about text marketing and text automation. All right, so let's continue. So how can text messaging help your business? Now, what's important to know is, and let me see if I'm ready for this slide. We'll come back to that for a second, which is you have to meet your customer where they are. And frankly, this is where they are. They're on their smartphones, personally and professionally. And so if you want to get a hold of a lead or a client or a customer, text messaging is going to be the most effective. Why? Well, number one, the open rate. It's through the roof. I think it's like 98%, 99%. And frankly, people look at it right away. Your phone chimes. We can't help ourselves but look at our phone. Email marketing today, lucky, you should be happy if you get a 15 to 20% open rate. And people are not rushing to look at emails. I've been working with a laser hair removal client out on Long Island, and I've seen personally in the campaigns, and we send email messages, we send text messages to leads and clients. The only time I've ever seen them respond is to text messages. So that's where they are. They're responding quickly. If you want a quick response from a customer or a lead, that is the place to be. But let's talk about that, because do you really want to be giving out your personal phone number, right? I talked about it's the most effective way to get a hold of your leads and clients, but it requires giving out your personal cell phone number. Now, do you really want your customers to be texting you and calling you 24/7 on the weekend? How do you know when this rings, whether it's a friend, a spam call, or it's a customer? So there's some real challenges with texting. I personally, I'm okay with giving out my text, but I've actually taken it to the next level, which I'm going to be talking about here today. So like I said, you don't know when the phone rings, if someone is going to be calling you, and they can if they have your cell phone number. You don't know who it is or whether it's personal or business. And your staff has no way to monitor this because communications are coming right into your phone. They don't have access to this. And if it's their phones or their cell phone numbers and they're giving out and people are texting them, you have no way to monitor that. So there's some challenges from a management standpoint, but also a privacy standpoint. So you can integrate, number one, you can have a virtual number that gets phone calls as well as text and integrate that into your business. And you can now also integrate automation. Many of you probably are doing email marketing, and you can have, follow-up sequences go via email. You can get notifications when someone opts in, et cetera, via email. But many of you are not using SMS or text messaging in your business, and it's a missed opportunity. So here on this slide, you can see, and of course my image is blocking this, so let me see if I can help you here. Let's move me, we're going to move me up here. Hopefully you guys can still see things. Okay, so let's lock that and let me go here. Okay, so any of you don't have my personal cell phone number, now you do. There it is, 914-393-1954. Call me, text me, say hello, totally fine with it. But here is what I will call a virtual cell phone number, or a number that people can call or text. And what I've built in here is, with some software, I'm able to give out this phone number, right? And it will actually forward to my cell phone, right? So they send a text and I will get notified on my cell. Now it doesn't work exactly like that. I'll have to get into the kind of the weeds of that a little bit. But the idea is that you can get another phone number and you can, ooh, whoa, crazy pen. Crazy pen. Oh, what did I do? Sorry, guys. Let's get back to, there we go. There it is. Okay. So you can have another number that you use that you could share with people and not actually give out your cell phone number. So let's go into some real world examples of this. So in the email blast I sent out, I talked about 3 different threats. So we're going to break them down. I'm going to show you some examples around that. So threat number 1 to small businesses today is you don't have time to follow up with leads. Now, if you've been seeing any of my communications recently, here's something important to know. You're 100 times more likely to connect with a lead in the first 5 minutes than 30 minutes after. Actually, that number is not quite right. I just realized this should actually be, that's kind of a nice number, but it's actually 21 times. So 21 times more likely to connect with a lead 5 minutes after they contact you than just 30 minutes later. Now, why is that? Well, when people are actively trying to solve a problem, they're reaching out to you through your website or through an ad. That's when they're ready to solve that problem. That's when they want to solve it. But if after a certain period of time, they go back to their life, they go back to their family, they go back to business, they go back to the work that has to be done. It only makes sense that you have a better chance of connecting with them. And most of us are just, most of us are not even getting back to people until a day or 2 days later. So you could be using text messaging, and here's a slide here. I'll walk you through what you're seeing here. So check this out. So let me go to my little pen here. So someone fills out, you saw the opt-in form on the previous page. They put in their name, their email address, their phone number, right? And you get notified. Now, typically most businesses, they're getting notified with an email to like some info at socialprooflocal.com, let's say. Problem is that most people are not monitoring that. When I had my video marketing agency, I wasn't looking at that email 24/7 or at least every 5 minutes. So I wouldn't know about a lead until minutes, hours, days later. So with texting here, you can see that, so here we have Sophia. I've changed names and so forth for the sake of privacy here, but here we go. So let's say Sophia fills out the opt-in form and boom, within 5 minutes or less, send a text message. Now, this one happens to be automatic. You can do this manually, of course, but how are you going to do that if you're an attorney and you're in court or you are on a sales call with a client, right? So this is done automatically. It can be done instantaneously. It can be done within 5 minutes. You can schedule it for an hour later. It's really up to you. And then, as you can see here, they respond back. And this is all happening automatically. And then what happens is it now, depending on who's on your team, whether it's you or someone else on your staff, they will get a notification that Sophia has responded to that automatic text. And now Nicole can now send a personal text message to that person and continue the engagement. So if you're too busy, texting is a great way to do that. Using some automation around it will allow you to not only to get notified, but allow you to send responses instantaneously. So no matter what's happening in your business, potential clients are hearing from you. And I think there was an interesting stat, and I can't find where it comes from, but that 50% of business goes to the company that calls the lead first. So if you're first, you have a very good chance of getting that client as a customer. So this is really powerful. If you have questions or thoughts or concerns, let me know. I'm going to continue since I haven't heard anything. Let's wipe this and go to the next slide. So threat number 2, you don't have money to invest in marketing. Now, you should always be investing in marketing in some way. I'm a big fan of digital marketing. Jennifer, what kind of marketing are you investing in right now? Put it in the comments when you get a chance. I'd love to know. So let's say you don't have the money to invest in marketing. What is something you can do right now that can help your business that doesn't cost you a lot of money or actually any money? Well, again, using text. If I can get my slides to work here, here we go. Again, same thing, digital as well. Great, thanks, Jennifer. What kind of digital? Can you be a little bit more specific? So here again, here's an example of, oh wait, is this the one I want to do? Sorry, actually I'm going to go to another one. Actually, let's see. This one is, so this is more, this is a great example. Okay, this is a great example of re-engaging with either inactive leads or inactive customers. So in this particular case, this is an inactive lead. So someone reaches out to your business, and I think there was a stat I shared on social the other day that the average in the United States of businesses is their close rate is about 19%. That means 1 in 5 sales they're closing. That means 4 in 5 sales they're not closing. So you most likely have a large collection of leads that haven't converted. So again, using text and not using your phone, you can just send a text message to them. Now you can do this from if you're okay giving out your cell phone number or using your cell phone and you have their cell phone, then use your phone and do it directly. But a lot of folks don't like giving out their personal cell phone number, like I said at the beginning. So you can do this with software, and I'll show you that software in a minute. But here's an example of kind of a re-engagement to a dead lead. And a friend of mine was able to generate $80,000 in sales in 1 month using this strategy, right? So send a text message to an inactive lead and see what happens. And especially because you're doing text and people respond to text, they open text and they respond to text. Here, respond back. Nicole responds back. Nicole, because we're using automation and some technology, she gets notified the minute that happens and is able to address the concern and move that lead, that inactive lead, forward to potentially a new piece of business. So you don't have to spend any money in any new marketing, any digital marketing, traditional marketing. You're sitting on a wealth of data. If you have leads that you haven't converted, re-engage them. All right, so that's option number 2. Let's continue. Email marketing, got it. Excellent. So for you specifically, Jennifer, because you talked about email marketing, and I talked about at the opening that the open rates of emails has really dropped off precipitously. And so if you're sending out email blasts, and I sent email blasts for today's Fix It Friday, and not a lot of people are opening those. People are opening text. So if you have their phone number, Jennifer, it's a great idea. Yeah, absolutely. So Jennifer asked, do you collect cell phone numbers with a sign up form? An opt in form is a great way. Maybe you give a piece of content in an email, give a piece of content, or intrigue them. Maybe you're leading a webinar or a workshop, or give them. People will typically not give that phone number unless there's a really good reason for it. So give them a reason for it. Start collecting those cell phone numbers. That's really great data to have. Not to call them. I mean, obviously you could call them as well, but to be able to send text notifications to them. You'll improve your. I mean, just remember, I told you the open rate of text message, Jennifer, is like almost 100%. So you can go from 20% or wherever you are. I don't know what your open rate is, but to almost 100%. That's 5 times more effectiveness from your email marketing. So, and I wouldn't necessarily do one or the other. If you're already doing email marketing, continue and just use this as a complement. So that is another great, and actually, that's a great example of another application. If you're doing a lot of email marketing and you have a list and you have their cell phone numbers, you could be using text notifications to be sharing that content as well. So if you're doing a blog post or whatever, you could share that, or you're making a video, you could share that through text. And I've done that. Okay, let's continue. Okay, threat number 3, no reviews, or you've got a bad reputation. So if you have a bad reputation, we'll start with that one first. You've got to be out there getting reviews. And unfortunately, most businesses are really bad at doing this. They don't have a system in place. So here is a dermatologist, and oh, my pen is freaking out again. Here we go again. Let's try that again. So, oh, I lost my pen. Bear with me, folks. Where is my pen? All right, I lost my pen. All right. So anyway, we will continue. You will see here that, well, if you could see my pen, which you can't, okay, you can. You can see this medical practice has 6 reviews, and they have basically a 2.5 out of 5 stars. That's not very good. I mean, anything below a 4 or even like low fours is not great. You want to be, 4.7 and higher. So again, you could be using text messaging to get people to give you Google reviews. And because they're already on their phone and it's right there, especially if you put the link in the text message, and I'll show you this, makes it very easy for people to give a review. I had going back to the laser hair client, new business, didn't have any Google reviews. Within a matter of weeks, because we put a system in place and we use this kind of technology, we were able to send text notifications to customers right after treatment and get them to give Google reviews. She has over 25 reviews at this point. Okay, so what do you do here? Well, here's another example of a text messaging. And why can't I? Hold on, folks. Let me see if I can. Oh, here we go. Let me get my pen back up. All right. Awesome. Okay, so here we go. So send a text to someone, in this case, right after treatment, right? And because it's text and high open rate, they text you back. Now, if you get a good piece of feedback from the text, then, so this all happens automatically up to here. Because of this text message, Nicole gets notified that Sophia has responded to the text message, and Nicole can now automate a pre-written text message. You don't have to write this out by hand. That's the other great thing about if you're using software for your text messaging as opposed to just using your phone. You can't have like templates in here. Maybe there's an app out there, I don't know. But you can't have pre-made templates where you can just at the click of a button send a text notification just like this one. Has the URL in it. They can just click on that and give a review. Now, if let me just wipe this clean. Let's say they give a bad piece of information here. This is now an opportunity for a business, in this case, this employee, Nicole, to re-engage that customer about what went wrong, what they can do to fix it, and turn a client that's not happy with their services back into a happy client. So this is just a great way, just even from a customer service standpoint, whether you're getting a Google review or a Facebook review, or you're just managing the relationship and making sure that they had a good experience. So hopefully that makes sense. What was that? Okay, so let's wipe that and let's go to the next slide. We're doing good on time. Jennifer, you have any other questions? Hopefully I answered your question earlier. So let's look at some ways that you could be using text in your business. And I'm talking about here on this slide, this is any kind of text. You can do this again with your personal cell phone, or you can use some technology, and I'm going to show you that in the next slide, where you can do some automation, right? So we talked about new leads. You can be doing that. You could follow up with them text. We talked about inactive leads. That was the second example. I talked about Google reviews. You can use this to schedule appointments. Send them a text with a link to your calendar, right? Super easy. Again, they're going to open that much more likely than, let's say, email, whether it's an email or email marketing. And then you could also send reminders to them via text. Hey, you've got an appointment tomorrow at 2 o'clock. We have a Zoom call scheduled on Thursday at 4 p.m. You can also be using text as part of a referral campaign. Come up with an email, send it to your past happy past clients. Hey, do you know anyone else who can use my products or services? And another great one that you could be using text messaging for is an inactive client. You have customers that have worked with you and then kind of ghosted you. You haven't done any work with them in a while. Text them. Text them. High open rate. So if you want to be seen, great way to do it. So let me show you some software. This is the software I use both personally and with my clients. It's a company called High Level. Oh, sorry about that. High Level. You can I can send you a link and you can do a 14-day free trial. You can check it out. You can use it for so much more than uh, just text messaging, but you can use it just for that, and it would be worth its weight in gold just for that. But you can, Jennifer was talking about email marketing before. Use it for email marketing. You can use it for your calendar. You can use it to manage up. Sorry, my camera just went to sleep there. You can use it to manage your calendar, your appointments. You can do all kinds of triggers and notifications based on things that even people say in their text messages. So check out High Level. If you want to find out more about High Level, text me, message me, give me a buzz. Hey, send me a text message, right? So that's pretty much it that I wanted to share. Again, here's my contact information. If you want to kind of see how well this works, so you saw my cell phone number before. This number right here, that is a virtual number that you can either call or text to get a hold of me. And when you call that number, it will actually ring on my phone. I can answer the phone. And if you send a text, I will get a notification that you texted me. Of course, you can always email me. So if you want to see how this works, try me, see how quickly I respond back to you. So what other questions do we have today? I'm open to questions. Let me know what's on your mind, whether it's about what's been covered in today's call. Again, we have a few minutes left here before 12:30. I like to keep these to 30 minutes or less. If you have any questions about the text messaging, you can set up, and let's see if I can do this real quick. Oh, you know what I can do this? I can do this with my phone. So let's, if we go to my phone here, oh, got some text messages there. So here's my phone. I'm in the High Level app on my phone. It's an app on your phone. It's a desktop piece of software. And here is a real lead that I had from my remote video testimonials. This happened a week ago. Person filled in my opt-in form. You can't see it here, but I got a message that this gentleman, Chris, filled out my opt-in form. I got notified of that. I responded. In this case, I responded to him in about a little less than an hour. I was busy with something. And I sent this text message to him. And you can see right here, it tracks literally everything. So, and I even can set up, and I don't know why I didn't do it here, but you can see there's an inbound call. So I sent the text message to him. He called me back, and we had a 45-minute sales call, and they're going to be moving forward with us for some remote video testimony. It's a huge project for us. And now, if you set it up properly, you can actually have those calls tracked. So if you have an employee who's handling all of your, inquiries, you can see how they're having those sales conversations with your clients. So lots of pros to using High Level for that. And then you can see here, I sent him another text back after our call with a link to some more information. So this is all happening in the platform, and you can see the entire history. So, there's so many businesses out there that go, 50% of my marketing or advertising is working, I just don't know which. Well, when you have technology like this, and whether you're using it for text messaging, you're using it for email, you're using it for all your communications with your clients, you have a roadmap, you have information that you can track that's all in one place, and you can know the entire journey, the buyer's journey. I talked about the buyer's journey or where that lead comes from, all inside your phone. So hopefully that was helpful. I see Craig put, all right, no problem. My brother's in the call this afternoon, and unfortunately wasn't able to get to just now. Yeah, definitely check this out, Craig. Some good stuff in there. And again, any of you who are watching this as a replay, you're not watching it live with me here Friday between 12 and 12:30. If you have questions or concerns about anything that's covered here that you want more information on, just message me or connect with me. You can use the contact information that is now on your screen. But I think that's going to do it for today's episode. It's actually now 12:30. So I want to thank you. Thanks for participating, Jennifer. I appreciate that. Hopefully this was helpful for you. Jennifer says, great info. I learned about High Level. I don't know if that meant you learned about it before this call or you've known about it from previously. But it's a great platform that I use. And again, if you want that, you want to try it for 14 days for free, I can make that happen for you. Just reach out to me. But it's certainly worth using. And if you have any questions about automation, whether it's text message automation or email automation, happy to answer that as well. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. I love doing this work. Tell me what I can do to make this even more valuable for you. And I hope you've got some value out of today's call. I wish you a wonderful weekend. It's beautiful out there here in New York. So get out there, enjoy the beautiful weather, have a great weekend, and I'll catch you in another episode of Fix It Fridays. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.